Hey everybody, it's Colonel Steve here at my place, the ABV Barrel Shop in Arnold, Missouri, a St. Louis suburb, and I'm going to talk today about my favorite current finish on a whiskey. Obviously, finishes are a huge thing. They've kind of taken over where just about every brand, not everyone, but just about everyone has some sort of finish, whether it's finished in a wine barrel or even double oaking, you name it. Finishing is a huge thing right now. And I think that a lot of them get overdone and overplayed. So we're going to play a little game here, least favorite, finish, and favorite. And my least favorite is Amburana. Again, I think initially as those started coming out, I kind of liked them. I thought, this is good and different. It's got a unique taste. And then people started overdoing it. And when it gets overdone, it tastes like, I don't know, when you're a kid, you ever get like cinnamons, sprinkled on top of a cookie or something? And it's good. It adds a great flavor. And that's kind of what the early Amburana ones were like. But then did you ever, when you were back in the day, open up the cinnamon and take like a little small spoonful of it? I'm not talking about what they do for like the TikTok challenge where they take out a bunch and they can't breathe and stuff. I'm talking about just tasting it. It tastes like sawdust and grossness. It intensifies the flavor and it's just bad. That's what I think like Amburana is at this point. It's even people that are like, oh, we just barely do, it just kisses the barrel and then it's done. It just adds a mini flavor. And I think it's too much for me at this point. Almost anything is too much. And sometimes that happens in life. I always think about when I was a kid, you used to be able to smoke in airplanes and restaurants and everything like that. You just learn to deal with it. Now, I go for a walk in the morning, I see someone smoking out on their porch, outside, mind you, and I'm not even walking near them. I'm on the street. They're sitting on their porch. I'm like, oh, God, they're smoking. I can't breathe. So it's almost that way for Amburana with me. It's just too much, no matter how minuscule it is. I can't write the whole thing off because I guess there's some that do a very subtle approach and they have other things, sometimes other finishes mixed in with it. But for the most part, I would have to say Amburana, by far my least favorite finish at the moment. The one that I'm liking these days is Naranja, the orange Spanish wine that adds, at least at this point, a nice subtle flavor that almost always gives a unique hint of like an orange zest or an orange twist to it, kind of like you'd get if you were drinking a very good old-fashioned or something like that. My example today is Rye 3, and let's give this thing a quick taste here. There's other ones out there. Again, it's not overdone at this point, which I think is what makes it one of my favorites for the moment. It's when you find them, it's kind of fun and exciting still. So let's give this one a quick taste here. Yeah, it still has the complexity of whiskey. It tastes like whiskey, but there is that orange note in there that I find very appealing. I think it's nice. It's not overly done where it tastes like it's orange flavored or something like that. So this would be a great example of an excellent use of a Naranja finish. And I like those now. So now I'm kind of on the lookout for those. I just saw Middle West is doing one, so I reached out to my distributor, said, are we going to get any of this in? So I'm at that point right now. So I say that is my favorite. So least favorite Amburana. At this point, my favorite, because it's a little bit tough to find, Naranja. What are your favorite and least favorite? Use the comments to tell me. Thanks.